that we have like a 95. Don't know the exact statistic. I have a chance to take out the overnight highs, overnight lows. So use that statistic to your advantage. If we're open up towards the lows, which we kind of did today, for the market, sometimes it just takes the least amount of energy to take out those overnight lows. But of course, we caught those dip buyers today, and they just want to take it higher. Going into today, we opened up, looking at the chart around 8:30. I think we had data. Not 100% sure. Around 8:30, just looking at here, we're opening up below yesterday's lows. So what you want to go and think is, are we going to get more buyers below the lowest price yesterday? Are we going to be able to do that? Also, right here is the previous month low, the previous candle. All the strat people want to take those 2 downs on the month. And if they took the 2 down on the month during market hours, they did not do very good. Even taking a retracement back up the previous monthly low. So what I like to do is, if we're below these previous month lows, previous week lows, previous day lows, we need to get more sellers. Just because we sold the previous day up here at 39.84, are we still going to sell down here? Are sellers still strong down here? They didn't, looking at this, they kind of took it down. There's a lot of boringness, a lot of choppiness, but once we were able to hold above, I did take a short, but I just want this market to drop. But and we mark up our opening print, which is at 9:30. Let's get right at 9:30. Which is right here. A whole bunch of nothingness to start. You can tell, look at that beautiful hold of that opening print. Another hold of that opening print until we have a good solid break of that opening print. I honestly can't go bearish in the market. They want to hold opening price. That 9:30 is where most of the volume comes in. And nice retracement back down here, retracement back down there. You do this every day in futures, you'll be able to catch some nice scalps off opening print. Or, if we come up here and we break down the opening print, they want lower. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. So we were able to break. We weren't able to break overnight lows. We did break overnight highs eventually, but something you guys got to look at in the market right now is, it seems like, I don't know if I've been posting this on my channel, but I know I've been doing it on Twitter. The market kind of wants to bore people out and then make a move. So a lot of this chop here, everyone's saying chop here. Most retail, all the rich Discord owners are, they're going to take the day off. They're not going to wait and sit around the computer or on this and then look, they made that move. So something, it's just a waiting game. That's all it is a waiting game. You got to figure out when to take it. But for this month's low, we're right here. Had this, let me try to find that pattern I had. We started to form kind of a, it wasn't from way down here. It was from like right here. I think on a 1 minute, it looked a little better. And we're just getting this a lot of consolidation. Basically back and forth, to the upside. I do mark my POCs, which is the pricing control, the point of control. The previous day, this is where, if I really have an upside magnet, like main PT to the upside for the day, that's going to be at that 3-1. You can tell how it's used as a resistance. And then a beautiful support after Bostic came out. We used it as actually a beautiful support, and then just continued up from there. We kind of had this little pattern going. I had my line like this, and I'm pretty sure I took my short here when I thought we'd break down. Looks like we're heading down. Thought we'd break down, continue, and head towards that opening print. Didn't happen. But we were just getting tighter and tighter and tighter. I don't know if anyone knew Bostic was talking, but with that speech, pretty much very bullish, was able to push the market up. But I do also the first hour candle. This is a good practice to do for a lot of people. Take the highs and lows of the first hour candle, or from 9:30 to 10:29. Your first hour candle is not going to be the proper hour. 7. You take your IB. The initial balance. Your first hour, replay it. Let's see what our first hour is doing. I like to just kind of zone in and just look at this first hour. This hour looks pretty bullish. Nice push up. Came down, kept opening print. Another nice push up. Came down, didn't break that low, a higher low. Came up, made a higher high. So, this first hour candle, our trend is up. What I'm looking for with initial balance, it's kind of a hold of the highs to continue higher to have a trend day. So when initial balance starts, we have like a 96% chance to break initial balance. Of course, obviously, this doesn't give us good risk to reward right here if we would get long. So what I like to see is a break above, a hold, and a continuation. Unfortunately, the initial balance for ES wasn't really cooperating very well. A lot of chop. See, we held, but we couldn't just we didn't get any continuation. Keep going. See if we can break above and hold again. Break above, nope, no hold, so it wasn't really working. But if you are also charting NQ, go to NQ. Pretty sure I have this already charted. Sometimes NQ shows its cards before ES does. NQ right here. Let's chart up its initial balance. 1030 low to 1030-ish high. And this shows it a lot better. We finally have our break above. On the Bostic speech, first PT came down, came back up. Second PT came back up. Here's your third one. And that's probably the fourth one up here. Let's see if that matches up. 3, 2. -2. There you go. Pretty much hit that right on there. So NQ definitely showed the initial balance a lot better today. Yes. Let me flip it. Makes more sense flipped. Yes, pretty much. Initial balance. I get rid of a bunch of these lines. Once we finally broke and hold, we're going to have a trend day. So we finally were able to break, hold, almost hit this initial balance. Let's actually put on the numbers because it makes sense a lot better, which is 2 times the initial balance. We come up with 2.5 times initial balance. When we hit 3, I feel like we're very overextended. So I'm not going to look to go long past that 3. We actually made it 3.5, which is a pretty crazy 3.5 times the first hour candle. And that's probably why we're cooling off right now, overnight. Pretty solid move from that initial balance. You can tell we broke one of the green, so that was the high of yesterday's candle. So today's candle was a 3. Was outside. Pretty crazy move from lows to highs. We overall have there. want that. Pretty good, 64 points from low to high RTH. So just by having these initial balance, overnight highs, yesterday's candles, I feel like you could find 2, 3, 4 solid futures plays, quick little scalps, or when we're able to hold this initial balance high, that's what I want to see. That's where we start seeing our trend day. So we had 45 points, and by trend day, I mean, so if we have, let me just break this down. 5, 0. Put off all the noise. So this is basically our initial balance, the first hour. Pretty strong initial balance. Trend day or a chop day, a non-trending day, we'll see us break here, go like this, go up here, go down here. We'll just be like this. You'll see that we'll have days like this where the initial high, the high doesn't matter, the low doesn't matter, the mid doesn't matter, nothing really, no pattern in between this. Today we kept that mid, kept that opening print, kept everything to be bullish. We stayed inside yesterday's lows. Definitely found buyers. So going into tomorrow on futures, what are we looking at? We're looking at, we had dip buyers here, dip buyers at I guess 39.20 is their stops. At these lows, we had good buyers. Did they squeeze out? Did they squeeze out shorts by just this chop? And then the news with Bostic, shorts had to cover, caused a pretty decent rally. So what I want to see is, are we able to basically, between these two levels, are we able to accept for buying? This will be between this, the upper half of today's candle. So if we make it to half back, are we going to get more buying? That's what I really want to see. If we don't, it's basically just shorts covering. Which shorts covering on futures is just saying that there was a spike of something that the price, not of something, but the spike of the price based on something, which was the Bostic speech that shorts covered, just they're just closing their positions. But they're not flipping long. That's the thing. They're selling their shorts. Obviously, someone's buying them back. But are we able to? Basically, what I want to see is, was this buying or was this just shorts selling? Are there new buyers up here or no new buyers? And it's shorts covering, just shorts exiting the positions. Kind of like when we have a big sell-off. Big sell-off like today. Going into today, we're down. If we go into tomorrow down 2%, are you going to grab a put at open? I wouldn't. You're going to look for everyone to take profit on puts at open. The people who buy at close and sell at open. So your risk to reward is actually good to buy a call at open on these days. Of course, you could lose, but the risk to reward is there. When the risk to reward is there, it's worth it. And that's what I was looking at today out on my spaces. I was like, I'm looking for a kind of push up, kind of had that sell off. Tesla sold off. You had to see if Tesla's dip was going to be bought. When Tesla sells out, when a big stock like that, Tesla, Apple, Amazon, those stocks sell off, you want to see if those stocks actually, if the dip gets bought. Apple, after its earnings, what happened in Apple after its earnings? It sold off. Next day we opened up and it rallied. That dip was bought. So with these big stocks, sometimes the price is right. Tesla, maybe someone was just waiting for Tesla to drop 10 points. So that's what I was looking at. Apple had a little bad news. Tesla, Ace and I both sold our Tesla puts yesterday. I don't know if anyone swung them. That was like a 600% play if I would have swung. But like I said, was the dip bought? Yeah, the dip was bought. Was it truly bought? Not sure yet. Could have been just profit taken from people swinging puts because of yesterday's. But We see we rally up, we rally in ES. What Apple do? Apple actually did absolutely nothing. Look at these big stocks. Meta, nice push up. I was like, look at Microsoft. It's pretty well weighted. Pretty decent move up today. Look at, so that's pretty much it on ES. So tomorrow we're looking at, are they going to hold in the upper half of today's price? Outside bar, pretty big range today. So I probably Friday, unless we have a drastic move, I could definitely sit inside day. But like I said, I called it the downtrend of death right here. One could sell off from it. 2, 3, we hit 4. That was a big sell off too. And then we came back up to it, and what we do? Sold off. So if you grab those puts just based on that alert, or not puts, but shorts, get 20 points from it till close. Something that was really, really strange today that honestly made no sense. Like, I gotta really, really read into this more, which is why I don't understand what the market's doing. If you bring up the chart, let's do it side by side. The Dixie and ES. So usually these run opposite. So we have 855, 855. Okay. ES is at the lows and Dixie's at the high. That's good. Nice drop. ES rises. Dixie rises, but ES is rising. That's what didn't make sense. So from 11 to 1, the Dixie went up. From 11, 1, well, ES kind of went sideways. So not really went up. It finally went up when the Dixie dropped. So that was a good sign, actually. Look at this right now. You see just how from 11 to 1, Dixie's going up, makes a new high. The Dixie's making a new high. The dollar index, shouldn't ES be making a new low? No, at 1 o'clock, ES is right here. So it really didn't make any sense. But once that dollar pulled back on Bostic, that's where we had that rally. So this actually makes pretty good sense. But it's always like when everything's green, sometimes I'll send a thing where ES or SPY, the Qs, oil, Bitcoin, gold, the VIX, all those are green. Something's wrong. You gotta be a little careful. Like this. SPY. And then we'll just go through SPY and then a couple tickers. SPY. Let's see what I have on SPY. SPY, we had what this is. Sometimes I don't know what half my lines are. We had this Dark Pool 3-1. This 394.25. We had 2 Dark Pools come in, like 400, 500 million worth live, like right before our rally, which was very interesting. I guess they caught news or knew Bostic was going to speak and just thought he was bullish. So pretty interesting there. I like to always mark up my Dark Pool lines. I didn't mark this one up because I'm not going to keep it. Pretty decent move up there. Dark Pool 3-1, which was the end of the month. So Dark Pool special prints usually come in at yesterday's close price. You just got to keep that on watch, or kind of like today's open, but it always comes in delayed. So 3-1 actually came in on the end of February. So what I was watching yesterday, I actually took a call because I thought we'd break over. But we had 1, 2, 3, 4 touches of this Dark Pool. Not sure. I think it was 2 billion of this Dark Pool, end of the month Dark Pool. We just couldn't hold. So SPY, that's what I do on SPY. Mark up my Dark Pools. QQQ, I don't really haven't been marking that up. Sometimes I'll watch VIX. I kind of watch key levels on VIX. Really not making sense why VIX 20 right now, under 20 today. Let's see what it did. Pretty much rejected 24. Once we broke below this key 2029 is pretty much where we had a little nice rally. But VIX really isn't making sense. Apple, I think I sent Apple out or tweeted Apple. Pretty much didn't show any signs of the market, didn't help any market. Usually Apple, I just want to watch Apple, these big stocks. Make sure they're all, SPY's green. You want all these to be green. Apple, Tesla, and Microsoft are red and SPY's green. I'm gonna raise an eyebrow. Something's happening. Some low manipulations happening. Yeah, figure out. And then our biggest sell-off, Apple, was that the last Titan, last person to fall. And once it fell, we sold off pretty good. NVIDIA, I don't know if anyone took my NVIDIA call out. What I was looking on NVIDIA was just relative, saw strong. I was a little bullish into the day. We had a lot of people who swung puts when breaking that 230 area. Pretty strong, responsive, looking a lot stronger here. But, there's a lot of the semis are interesting. Sometimes NVIDIA is going and AMD is pulling back. Sometimes AMD is going and NVIDIA is pulling back. Usually they run together. AMD, I saw AMD last week. POC is usually a downside target on a lot of stocks for me. So what I do is just PVP, go to your weekly, and see where that POC is from last week. And we had it right here. That's this week's. So this week's price POC is here. Last week's POC usually is if we break down, usually you'll see it as a magnet. The upside, 83.11 is my target, which is this POC right here from the month, the middle of February. Right here, you can see a good. Actually, this one too. This previous week POC was pretty much the high this week. This week, the previous POC was pretty much the high. So overall, works out pretty well on stocks. If we break below that 76, I probably would have saw this one, 74. So, but with AMD having a double bounce off that, looks like it just wanted to hold. Then AMD actually had news with some hedge fund guy taking a good stake in it, a lot of shares. So that one definitely helped out. Amazon, really haven't been watching Amazon, waiting for this 93 level. So there's that week POC, last week's POC. Oh, this was a previous. Let's see where this bounced. This has to go way back. I don't think it will go back this far. Not 100% sure where that came from. But what's the below today? But with options, what I like to do is kind of finding key levels. I have that key level indicator. Got a few compliments from it, but pretty much pops up. We'll just go through. We'll just use that. My copy and paste levels. And I always have last week's POC. I'll start marking it up. I've been doing pivots. I need to switch to pivots. They're monthly pivots because sometimes I like to keep dailies on. What I'm waiting for is this 93 level. You got kind of a support here. Broke below, used as resistance. So I want to see a break above and a hold of that 93. You tell how 93 right here. Support. Kind of broke below here, but basically a support. So what I like to do is find what I like to do is find a lot of paintings. All right, so what I like to see is just a key level on the 1 hour or 4 hour that's used as a previous support becomes resistance. Tell, look at this 93, even going back. Beautiful resistance, beautiful support. So obviously this 93 is acting as a support, acting as a resistance. So what I wait for is the breakout and retest. I like the breakout and retest. Sometimes I'll catch myself doing the breakout, and that's probably where my losses do come from. So I like to see the breakout retest. You can tell most of the times the breakout and the retest, you do make a little bit more money. See, here's your breakout right here. If you waited for the retest right here, you would have made more. Options, if you got your put here and you held through this, you're red. You could average down, yes, but you technically you're red. And then you would have, if you had a stop loss break even, you would have been stopped out. But then you missed that bigger move. So Amazon, that's what I'm waiting for, 93. See if we're able to break hold, retest, go back up to that last week POC. Google, I'm trying to stay away from Google. Honestly, it doesn't make any sense. Last week's POC was 91.76, so we actually hit that today. So how we react to that. And what do you know? A little initial rejection of it. And with my indicator, these last week's POCs are going to be on there for you. Pretty simple. Let's see what we went on Meta. Meta took a call yesterday. Runners went red. Having a lot. I'd wait for, man, if Trump bans TikTok, Meta's going to fly. Okay. And he has the power to. But basically on Meta, there's last week's POC. Here's actually was held as a low today. We're kind of just sandwiched between a 10-point range, 179, 169. Trump can ban TikTok. He has the power. He was voted to have the power. That's why Meta ran yesterday. Not Trump, my bad. Biden, my bad. Still think Trump's president, but yeah, Biden. Biden can ban as president. He has the authority to ban TikTok. I think in all U.S., which is pretty crazy. Yeah, my bad. Trump's on my mind today, guys. We had a good discussion in one of the VCs about politics today and the economy and money and all that. So, but whatnot. So Meta, if TikTok does get banned, look for Meta to make a move on that one. But we're pretty much sandwiched between basically 179 and 169. We do have a earnings gap. Everyone wants to play the downside to the earnings gap, but I don't really play gaps. That's too big of a gap to play for me. I'd like to see a breakdown of that 169. Microsoft, don't know what Microsoft's doing. Let's just skip it. Nvidia, I think I have more. Yeah. Nvidia, Ace took Nvidia, I think, had open yesterday, which was a good play. I didn't have this charted up. I was running late today. I had this charted up, but we basically had a decent sell off, and then we just flagged in the open. Pretty simple setup. Flagged to open 230, where 230 we broke above and held. So huge 230 key level. So I had an alarm on it. We're able to break below. No, you want to take the. There's your flag. Break below 230. But actually bounced off 230 a couple times that day too. But I think he took it on spaces. Was a good play. I didn't have this. I was kind of upset I didn't have the chart up. And pretty simple, descending triangle on 230. Finally broke 230. Like I just sell off. NVIDIA. I got rumors that NVIDIA's going to close at 238 tomorrow. Don't want to discuss where I got that rumor from. And I'm just curious to see if it's actually going to work. This guy would be good. But NVIDIA probably caught pretty decent move on that on the AMD. And what I always love to do is these earnings run ups. I like to take the fib, kind of the high and the low, and see if it comes back down to your golden zone. And we haven't yet. That's where I love to see a bounce. I think that's where Meta initially bounced. Let's see what Meta did. There's oh yeah, this is a long time. Take basically our earnings run up here, swing high to swing low. There's just low before earnings. It's the initial buy, and there's your bounce right here. Nice push up. We're actually holding it. And then Tesla, everyone's favorite. I can't get bearish on Tesla. I can't get bullish. You just gotta play it day by day. Let's see what we have up here. 214, just couldn't hold. 214 kind of broke above here, rejected this monthly pivot. Monthly pivots, I'm telling you, these things work. Rejected that. Where did I take it? 207. At a 207 level. 207 level. Right here, we initially rejected it, but we were able to push up. And you can tell once we fake rallied overnight. So the reason I held this is the honest reason of why I held Tesla. Tesla never really gave me a reason to exit. Even though I was down, I really wanted to swing it because of that Investors Day. But every chance I've looked at it to sell it, we're selling off. So we got it Monday off this initial 207 level. I wanted us to head back down to this 202. Just pushed up, had a decent push up here. I think I took a nap here, so I didn't really, went down pretty here. Held 207, but what did we do after hours? We rallied. First thing, what's it do? Sell off. So why would I sell it? Just let it see where it goes. Okay. I think down here basically went break even, and then we had a little rally, and then sold off end of day. So really no end of day sell. Going into Wednesday at open, you always look to sell your swingers at open. What did we do? We sold off. And then I took profit. So Tesla, whenever it gave me a chance to sell it, unless I had a set stop loss on it, but that Investors Day situation, I didn't want to get rid of it. There's the risk to reward was still there. And you can tell today, eventually we got so low. This was the first time it was bought up. And then all these other stocks. So I have these main ones that take place off of the other stocks. I kind of have those key levels, patterns, coin. DD to coin, I think. I sent this to a couple of my buddies this weekend, but was looking for plays for his newsletter. It's like going pretty much nice sideways. We're able to Monday kind of held this. Tuesday, there's a rally. Just pretty decent flag. Down, push up, kind of rejected this high here on this wick, where we rejected once, twice, 3, 4 times, and there's fifth. And then from there, it sold off actually pretty hard. Moderna, let's see what Moderna's doing. Moderna, I missed the short. Pretty much pretty simple. Key level, pivot right here, bounce, and there's our breakdown. Netflix, I haven't looked at Netflix in a while. 329 level breakdown. Here's your retest. So we should see a continuation of Netflix. Should be seeing 300 on Netflix, I think. We want to rally. I don't know. I'm not sure if we rally. Roblox. I heard Roblox had a. There's my downtrend on Roblox. Broke out on earnings. Came right back in. Where did it? Let's see where it retraced in the Fib. Oh, below. Okay. Well, there, I have it already. The Roblox, looking at Roblox, that 34 level, pretty key level. Look at this thing going back here. Resistance, resistance, support, 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 support. Then it became resistance, resistance. We broke above, held that support, and then boom, another support bounce. Shot up. Roku. Oh, it's holding the 62. 62 has been a big level. The whole 62 day, pretty much could have had a good call off 62. I don't like Roku. It's not really very very liquid. Square. Ooh, okay. Square. Watch this. Tell me that looks beautiful. So on these options with different, the kind of these kind of lower liquid options, just do basic key levels, basic formations. And, I do this on the weekend, and then you kind of go cycle through them. Airbnb, big breakout at 125, 130 on earnings, right back down. DraftKings bounced from my daily demand today. Actually drew a demand for once. I haven't taken supply and demand in a while. When it starts making sense, I will. Here's a daily with a doji right here, a red doji, and we gapped up. Just a golden, a doji gap up, red candle is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful supply of demand. Here's our bounce right at open. Nice push up. Other than that, let's go back to ES, see what it's doing, and then we'll wrap it up because I am tired. So for ES and futures, I just like to chart. I wake up at like 5 a.m. East. So I do most of my charting in the morning. So I kind of just let it do its thing. You see Europe will either buy and sell, and they might have a strong day and just have a continuation up, or just may sell off and do nothing. So kind of just watching, if you want to take anything on futures, just wait for a downtrend to break. I also like to take inside bars overnight. But what I'm looking for is able to I'm gonna go ahead and mark up today's candle or yesterday's candle, but today's. Pretty big range on the day. So what I really want, if we want to stay bullish going into tomorrow, really want to see a hold of 39.60. Let's go see where our volume profile is. If we're at the highs or at the lows, that'll give us a good showing too. Volume profile. So if we do break that half back, we're probably going to head back down to 39.46. You could use all this stuff for SPY and QQQ. I think it's just a little bit more riskier due to see. You still can 3-2 POC. So it's pretty interesting. You can tell most of our volume came at the lows. Had a little bit of volume here and a little bit of volume here, but this was probably the selling that came end of day. See if I can rewind it before that sell off. Yeah. Yeah, so that's what happened. Most of that higher volume came in end of day, which was the sell. See? So I grew up when we came down. So we want to see if that's actually selling volume here. So that's what we're looking at for tomorrow. Half back, below half back is the 0.5 fib of yesterday or halfway price. We're going to see $39.46. See what we're looking at on the weekly. It's the same as the month. Weekly right now is a straight doji. So dojis are pretty amazing reversal candles. If you only take dojis on higher time frames on futures, you can make really good. It's probably the only doji that didn't reverse. Doji here, reversal. Kind of a doji here, reversal. Kind of a doji here, reversal. Doji here. Took a little bit reversal on the daily. Doji. Most of our dojis do come at the highs or lows. Not this one. This was a weird time, I think, here. And news events, you got to figure that all out. So pretty much, and if we do it go lower, 39.17, pretty good retracement. That's what we're looking for going tomorrow. Half back. You don't get half back. Go half back. We're going to go down there, previous month low. And then we're going to start looking to see if we're going to hold that previous month low and continue lower. See the logo. And that's what they're doing. It's just a trap. The whole market is trying to trap your money right now. Because if you look at this on the monthly, we've been in this range since June, okay? It's a pretty long time to be in the same range. So I think they're starting, just by what I've been noticing lately, I think they're getting ready to start to make a move. Okay? You don't want to miss when it happens. But you tell every time, look at this, strat people, they got in the break of the highs. We're at a 2 up. A lot of people like to take the breakouts of previous candles. And what they do, they brought it right back down right here. Break up, brought it right back down. And I think that's what they're going to do here. And I think the market should be way lower anyways. But what we want to see is if we're able to get below the previous month candle and continue down just like we did right here. But appreciate you guys. I'll upload the recording to my YouTube if you guys want to watch it 300 or 400 times. Y'all have a great rest of your night.